Welcome to the bonus episode. Another bonus episode of Doctrine and Devotion.
Man, I don't want to get in the habit of this.
It's bonus. Well, you don't like bonus episodes?
No.
You don't like bonus is by definition good. It's a bonus. People like it. People like bonuses. You don't want a bonus? You don't want the owner of your company to give you a bonus at the end of the year? I'll let him know.
You go ahead and let him know.
Oh, you're not to point at yourself. There's a boss above you.
Yeah. I haven't seen him.
Yeah. Well, you won't see him until he returns in glory. That's the only boss Jimmy has. Jesus. All right, so we're doing just a short bonus episode because we've been talking about the Founders documentary that's coming out.
They call it a docudrama.
They don't. They call it a cinedoc.
No, but Ascol called it a docudrama.
I don't believe so.
Yes, he did.
Okay, let's look it up.
Fine. You want to look it up? Fine. All right, let's go to Founders. I know, but let's go to Founders and you can watch. And you obviously have never read.
I read it.
No, you never watched their podcast.
No.
Where he refers to it as a docudrama.
Well, not in the article.
Gosh. All right. Am I going to have to really show you?
I just looked in the article, just scanned the whole thing.
I know. You just looked at the trailer.
No. Yeah, about that. I looked at that.
I know.
It's always been referred to as a cinedoc.
Yeah. He calls it a docudrama, and then he laughs.
Okay, fine, but not in any written form.
Okay, so because it's not written, it's not.
Most of the time, it's a cinedoc. That's what they call it.
Okay, I'm just telling you what he calls it, and it is a drama.
It is a drama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dramatic.
But what did you say he called it though?
Docudrama.
A docudrama is not. A docudrama is essentially a novelized form of a documentary. So it's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't think he used that word.
Founders Ministries exists for the recovery of the gospel and the reformation of churches. I'm Jared Longshore. I'm Tom Ascol. Thank you for listening to The Sword and Trowel today. You've tuned into a very special edition of The Sword and Trowel. We're going to devote this whole
How long is this going to go?
To a film that we have coming out.
Film.
We have a docudrama.
And laughing.
I love docudramas. They're my favorite.
Yeah, this is not a docudrama. Okay, they're laughing. It's not a docudrama. Okay. So thank you for proving me right.
I proved you wrong.
He used the word, but that's not what it is.
But it doesn't matter if he used it wrong. He used it.
Docudrama.
See? Still right. Again, the fofo.
It's a dramatized television movie based on real events.
Yeah.
That's a docudrama. That's why he's using the word. He's not using it correctly, and he knows it. That's why he's laughing.
All right, so he's laughing because they know that was going to stir up stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's going to cause all this drama.
I know, but it is not technically a docudrama.
I know, but I'm just saying he called it that. He laughed.
I was right.
Because he's doing all that.
Listen, did you hear that? That's like 10% of the listeners turning it off because they can't handle banter.
Okay, perfect. Now that they're gone, now we can have fun.
Yeah, good riddance. Okay, so we got to talk about it because
we talked about it in the first place. I feel like we should do the follow up,
right,
based on what they've said.
Because the short story is Founders is making a documentary of some sort, a cinedoc they call it, a Cinnabon, I don't know what it is, and they dropped a trailer, and a lot of people liked it, and a lot of people hated it, and a lot of people were cautious about it. We hated it.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean that we disagree with many of the concerns or even all of the core concerns that Founders has about egalitarianism, theological, ecclesiological egalitarianism, social justice, liberalism. Like we agree with them on that. And we agree that there are people out there within evangelicalism that are saying really stupid, dangerous things. Okay. Things that we totally disagrry with, right?
Critical race theory?
Yep.
Intersection.
Okay. Yep. So those things as ideologies. I
just want to make sure no one listens and says, "Oh, you guys didn't mention these ones."
No, there's a lot of things I'm not going to mention, right? So,
according to the trailer, these are the things.
Southern Seminary's suit store. I think they have a suit store at Southern Seminary, but they sell suits now. At least they put it in there after I left. That's one of my major concerns. Suit store. Not only way selling suits. What's that all about? Anyways, the only suit I need is the suit of armor that the Lord gives me to fight spiritual battles.
Yeah, Jesus.
I need no suit. I have one suit. It's black. I wear it to funerals and weddings. Okay, anyway.
Yeah. I have my birthday suit. That's the only one I need.
Oh, yeah. And enough people have seen that, I think. You can just keep that one to yourself. We've all had enough of the birthday suit. So And let's just a recent example. Okay. So, Matthew Hall from Southern Seminary was, recorded and had written something and had recorded a video of him talking about these things where, everyone, we all have to admit that we are racist and that we don't know it. Things like that.
Yeah. And recently, according to various sources, Southern Seminary scrubbed that.
Now, I'm going to object to scrubbing because that implies malice. That implies deceit. Okay. But they've deleted that content.
Okay.
They've removed that content.
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know why. I'm not going to assume motives.
Well, hold on though. That's not fair. That's not fair. Because when we've talked about Founders,
right,
and what they put out there,
right,
we've assumed certain things as well.
I have not assumed anything that isn't derived from content that they put out. So they designed a trailer, they put things in a certain context.
Yep.
So all I can do is say, based on that trailer,
and so based on the context of what's going on right now in the uproar, all of a sudden stuff gets removed.
Yeah, but we don't know why. Did it get removed because, we really do believe this stuff, but we don't want anybody to know it, so we're going to take it down? Or is it, wow, that's really embarrassing. We didn't know that was up. We're gonna remove it. Like I just don't know.
All right. It'd be nice to have that clarity because it's weird. At least it's weird to say. At least it's weird.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't look right.
It doesn't look good. And listen, okay, take it down. Whatever. This idea that every white man is racist is obvious. I don't buy that. Now, nor do I think it is impossible for people to have unconscious racism, that they're racist and they don't even know it. That's also possible, right? So there are two ends to this. Like some people are like, well, you can't be racist if you don't know you're racist. And like, well, yes, you can. Our sins, our hearts are deceitful. Sins exist in our lives in a variety of ways. So, the doctrine of total depravity leaves a whole lot of room for you to be racist and not even really know that you're racist. So on the one hand, I think that's possible. On the other hand, I don't believe that everybody is racist. So we agree with a lot of things. What we took issue with their trailer was the sort of the super aggressive, like, let's go to war approach. Like that's as pastors of a church that are tasked with shepherding people. Certainly there's a time to fight, and I'm not saying this isn't a time to fight, but you're not only to fight, you're also supposed to lead, shepherd, care for, build up, and I didn't sense that at all in the trailer.
No,
I haven't sensed that in a lot of the stuff.
There's a lack of shepherding.
Yeah. So, and especially as it relates to people within evangelicalism, people within SBC life, that they just it seems like they go at hard without actually seeking to have a public dialogue. I'm not saying you have to go to them personally. You can deal with people's public stuff publicly. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. You're putting up Chandler and you're blasting Chandler about something. How about making an appeal to him, or making an appeal to the audience that listens to your stuff, and say, Chandler's a good brother. We love him. He's used by the Lord. We're thankful for him. But some of the things that he says sounds like this social justice philosophy that we think is dangerous. And if you take it down the path too far, it's going to lead to real problems. And so we're concerned, that is a different approach while addressing the same issues than dude is a Marxist.
So you think,
dude is a Marxist.
So you think their issue was him and social justice?
I'm just using that as
I know. That's why I just think it's weird, though, because I just think it's weird because the clips that they show is about sexual abuse. Right, and so I guess my
that was
whole
out of
thing
context.
I think that context. I think they actually meant it. I think they actually meant it because of even Rachel and all that. And then you go back to some of the things you see with out of Moscow there, with the issues that they have with at least seemingly how the sexual abuse is handled within the church.
Right. No, when I say out of context, I mean they took something that Chandler said about sexual abuse and dropped it though in a trailer where it didn't make much sense, and it looks like it's part of another conversation.
Yep.
So all of that to say, we didn't like it. There's been a whole lot of drama. There's been,
but hey, they made money off it. Good for them. So you guys fundraised off. That's right. Really, really good.
So how much did they make?
Last I checked, an additional 30%.
Okay, well, that was last week. I don't know what that is. It 30? It's like $30. 30% doesn't mean anything.
Nah, I think it was like 4,000 to 5,000 last time I checked.
I thought it was up to like 18. I thought it was double.
No, I think they started at 14 and got to 18. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I'm usually right about everything, so I'm probably just right.
Okay, so I'll let you be right.
Finally. All right, so they took a lot of time.
They're at 25,000 now.
So I think that it's just good for us.
It's a good moneymaker there, guys.
Just
probably put out another one.
25,000. All right. So Tom Ascol, Pastor Tom, released a statement called "About That Trailer" on the Founders website, where he sort of walks through what happened. Right.
Yep.
Explaining that on the 23rd of July they released a trailer called "By What Standard."
It kind of it felt like it doubled down. I mean, at the beginning there of his. About in his article there at the end of the first paragraph, the uproar about the trailer further confirms how important this project is.
Yeah, I don't think there's any mistake in reading this. This is not an apology. There's no mea culpa. This is doubling down. So
yeah, the closest. I want to be honest. Like the closest to an apology would be when he talks about Rachel Denhollander,
right?
And he says that there regret. Use the word regret.
Yeah. There's no. I don't know what he said to her in private. That's none of my business. But since it was a public thing that they made for public consumption, I would expect some information here. It just says that we have removed the clip and have reached out to Rachel and her husband. We are grateful for so many of Mrs. Denhollander's efforts to serve victims of abuse. So yeah, there's regret, but there's no. I don't see. I'm sorry. I don't see mistake.
You don't know what we don't know what they've.
But based on what we're seeing,
I know. Yeah, I agree.
So what they say in private, I don't have any comment on that. But what's said here, there's just not a lot said. So this is this statement is it reads defensively. To me, especially when he's going through some of the details. He walks through that. Dr. Aiken, Dr. Moeller expressed concern, and then he's like, "Well, I'm surprised Moeller was concerned because I sent it to him 8 days earlier," and he just had a simple expression of looking forward to seeing the whole film. He told me that he would be issuing a statement about it later that day, but nothing until later.
Yeah, I can actually understand why the Moeller thing is kind of irritating.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Again, did he?
I mean, you had it 8 days earlier. I would have, you're saying, hey man, looking forward to it. That I would assume you've watched it, you've seen it, you're good to go with it.
But you know what happens, and I don't know that this is what happened, but you know what does happen is you're busy, I'm busy, we get something from a friend, and you click play, and you're doing two other things at the same time. You're kind of watching, you go, yeah, man, it looks good.
Yeah, that's still on. That's on Moeller.
Oh no, I know, I agree, I totally agree. But that's oftentimes how things happen. So he goes through and he's explaining. Dr. Allen and Dr. Greenway, he found out about their concerns through social media. So he's pointing out a couple of things that seem to be a bit defensive, and I can understand that. I don't like it when people yell at me or attack me for things that I don't think are fair, and I want to defend myself. Like I think we all have that impulse. But again, I was sort of hoping for hey, you know what? We dropped the ball on the trailer, but the documentary is going to be great. So we're sorry about the documentary. We're sorry about the way that it came out.
Sorry about the trailer.
The trailer. I'm sorry. The trailer it wasn't a win. King Ginger or whoever edited the thing, it didn't represent what we wanted to represent. So we're sorry. Wait for the doc. You're gonna be happy. Something like that. I would have liked that. I'm still gonna watch the documentary when it comes out.
Here's the thing: is that it's not surprising, right? Like Marcus has done other things. He's got a certain style, and that's his style, and that's just the way he goes about things. And so it shouldn't come as a shock. Marcus does good work. I've seen some of his other work, but he's got a style, and he's going to go with that. And so you've kind of known that, you've seen that, and so you've got to own that in this. And then some have accused us of misrepresenting the words spoken by certain people who appear in the trailer. We do not believe we misrepresented anyone's words. I have two encouragements to anyone concerned that we have misrepresented them or taken them out of context. One, go listen to the full unedited interviews that are available online here, and here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Two, remember that this is merely a trailer. There is not time for presentation of the full context to every clip. We love our dear brothers and sisters in the SBC and rejoice that we can discuss and debate critical matters of Christian doctrine and practice. So, he's saying here, some have accused us of misrepresenting.
Right.
And he's saying we have not misrepresented.
And again, just because you can say, well, here is the whole interview, you can hear what they had to say, that is not necessarily a vindication of your use of it. if you've interviewed them and they're talking about, say, the inerrancy and authority of Scripture, and they're saying like we got to be careful about incoming philosophies, but then you take that and you put it into another conversation, it can sound like they're sharing your exact precise concerns when they may not. They may have a broader shared concern.
Okay, now I have a better understanding of your view on that. Now I get it. Now I understand what you're saying when you were talking about that earlier.
So all that to say, I'm glad that he's putting out that stuff. Again, I'm going to give the trailer a fair chance. Believe it or not, like I want to hear it. There are some bad ideas floating around the SBC. That's nothing new. That's been happening since 1845 when they used to treat black people like possessions. Yep. So we've always had some bad ideas that we needed to correct, needed to condemn, things that we need to change. And so this is, liberalism is alive and well. We need to address it. Sure.
I will say that personally, I was a little disappointed in this.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. The defensiveness, the justification, even when he's talking about Den Hollander, some have expressed concerns about a 1 to 2 second clip.
Okay, that's right there, defensive.
That right there is
you're
being
mitigating.
Defensive. Exactly. You're trying to minimize it and say it wasn't really that big deal.
It was 1 to 2 seconds.
Y'all made it a big deal. It was only 1 to 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's not even a clip. That's
I just accusing us of presenting her as demonic. Certainly, no one at Founders Ministry believes that, and we did not foresee people taking it that way.
Okay, so there's a very specific response. No one at Founders.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, she was clearly presented in that way. That's how she was presented in the documentary. You may not have intended that. I'll believe you.
Yep.
I believe
we
you.
regret the pain. And so here's even the regret part. Mm-hmm. We regret the pain and confusion we caused by this unwise alignment of image and idea. So still, it's not,
dude, that's some weak sauce right there, man. Own your junk. You just got to own your garbage. Now, here's honestly, like, part of my reaction to all of this is that it seems to me that some people on both sides of this issue, many people on both sides of this issue, cannot accept that there are faithful, godly, Bible-believing people who disagree on a lot of this stuff. Now, I'm not saying that you can be a great theologian and disagree on the authority of Scripture. You got some major problems there. But on how to talk about these issues and how to implement, the glory of God in loving our neighbors, right? What that looks like. There's going to be differences of opinion. So I read this second to last paragraph in the statement. It is obvious that faithful brothers and sisters can and do disagree on the issues involved. Good. I do not hear that enough coming from Founders during these last several months.
Your posture is not.
It hasn't been.
Your posture is opposite to what you just said there.
Right. Yeah. It is all like cheesy drama.
And even within your documentary, that they're either demonic, unbelievers, unfaithful witnesses.
Yeah, they're Cobra Kai. Yeah, you're Mr. Miyagi and Daniel-san, and they're Cobra Kai. They're the bad guys.
Yep.
They're and you're just hoping that one of them will see his errors at the end and give the trophy to Daniel-san and become Team Daniel-san. Like, that's what you're hoping.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So he says it's obvious that faithful. I don't think it is obvious based on the conversations that we've seen online, but it is obvious that faithful brothers and sisters can and do disagree on the issues involved. Some who agree on the issues disagree on the strategies for addressing them. Now, that is really where we are.
That's our stance.
I have friends in both categories who disagree with me, but I must respectfully disagree with those who say that we are stirring up division by addressing these issues. No. I wouldn't say that. I do think you're stirring up division by the way you are addressing these issues.
You're stirring up division by being divisive in your posture.
Yeah, or divisive.
Divisive.
So it's like, it's not by addressing the issues. That's not the problem. I don't know anybody that's saying you shouldn't be addressing these issues. It's like, hey.
I'm sincerely trying to think of people.
Be cool. Like, be chill. Be gracious. Be kind at least. You could say, like, listen, this doctrine is dangerous. And it sounds like it's coming from this place. So let's talk about it. Like, I'm concerned. Like, there's just, boy, it just seems like people are blasting. You guys, here's the thing. You're coming off like Yosemite Sam. All right? You're coming off not particularly smart and a little volatile. That's how you come off. I'm not saying that's true. That's how you're coming off. Yosemite Sam. Knock it off.
I've never heard you say that.
Be a little more gracious. So he says, Okay, I must respectfully disagree.
Yep.
That people would say we're Southern Baptists are already discussing these issues and have been for some time. We do them a great disservice by pretending they are not, or that they do not deserve it. No one is saying that. At least I'm not saying that. That is for sure.
But obviously someone is.
Oh, not obviously.
Well, yeah, I think it's obvious. He wouldn't put that
Name
there.
one person who is.
Well, I don't know.
So it's not obvious then. It's not obvious.
No, I'm saying if he's putting that in there, he's heard that. He has to have heard that to put it in.
So no one ever writes anything that has no basis? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think Tom Ascol.
Okay, no, he would not lie.
Exactly.
No. But the point is that just because you think something or feel something doesn't mean it's actually happening. Sometimes you feel attacked when people aren't attacking you. Have you ever had somebody say, dude, like you were totally yelling at me? Well, you probably were. But like if somebody were to say, Joe, I felt like you were yelling at me the other day, like people know I've never yelled at somebody in ministry in 20 plus years. That's not something that I do. I've been a jerk. I've been a lot of things, but not yelling. So, okay, let's say that there are some people who would say that we shouldn't discuss it. That's a fraction of the people. Like the vast majority of people that are taking issue, and these are good brothers.
Yeah.
Like listen, we've had people disagree with us who love Founders, who support Founders. We've had people who disagree with our take on this issue, but we're still good.
Yeah.
We disagree. We hash it out a bit on Twitter, and then we're good to go again.
That's right. Matt Carabini.
Oh, Carbonara. What is it? Yeah. What's his name again?
Matt Carabini.
Carabini.
It's Matt
Caraboni.
Caraboni.
Hey, did he come to our conference?
Yes. Yeah,
okay, that's what I. Yeah, we know. We know him. No, in fact, I had an exchange with a brother on Twitter about all of this stuff, and we disagreed. Right, we disagreed. His name is Darren Cowbell, and
you just need more cowbell.
Yeah. And so we had this back and forth. We totally disagree, but like he was always pastoral.
Yep.
He was respectful. He was and he's concerned. He has all those same concerns. So there's just a better way to go about it than some of the things that we've been seeing.
But when you're trying to raise money, it's it's easier to go the other route.
All right. So if anybody made it this long, let's make a couple statements to be really clear. Okay?
All right, go ahead.
We don't hate Founders. We are grateful for all the good work that Founders has done over the years. Doesn't mean we've always agreed, mostly agreed. A vast majority of the time have agreed. Doctrinally, almost all agreement. We don't like the approach, and we don't like some of the people that you're targeting in a less than, in our estimation, fair way. Some of those people, you're right on in what you're saying about them. But again, it's the approach, it's the strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of the strategy, not in disagreement over the central issues that you think need to be addressed. Okay, so we will say that. We'll also say that we have many people who love Founders, who are friends of ours, who we know a lot of people associated with Founders, a lot of people that are associated with Founders. So we're all talking. We're all trying to figure this stuff out. And in our conversations, in our real life conversations with people, or in our, people on both sides can be pretty cool. I'm just not experiencing that same level of chill from the trailer and from this response in particular. Now, maybe it's not time for chill. Maybe it's time for war. I think there's a better way to go about it.
Well, we'd love to hear your thoughts. You can follow us online on Instagram and Twitter @DocandDevo, or on Facebook /Doctrine and Devotion. You can head to the website, doctrinedevotion.com. There you can contact us. You can sign up for the email blast, or hit up the store at jofostore.com and grab some gear. Fresh pot every Monday and Thursday, blog posts on Wednesdays, video content on Fridays. Later.